A joint NYPD and Secret Service operation just launched, Operation Flagship. It's an awareness campaign targeting credit card skimming at bodegas. The scheme is a major source of fraud in the United States. The most vulnerable cards are EBTs used for benefits like SNAP.
And Secret Service agent Jimmy McHale and NYPD detective Daniela Sandrino joins us now to tell us how this all works. Thank you both for being here.
Well, thank you for having us.
Jimmy, I'm going to start with you, though, because we heard that the Secret Service was getting involved in credit card skimming. It was quite shocking. Is this the first time you've ever been involved in something like this?
Actually not. Obviously, as most people know, one of our responsibilities is protecting the President and Vice President of the United States, as well as other high-level protectees. But we're actually also charged with protecting our nation's currency, which we've been doing since our founding all the way back in 1865.
Let's talk about the credit card skimming, because I've seen it, happen at gas stations. How is it happening and going down in bodegas?
So it's a major source of fraud, skimming as an operation as a whole. Actually, it leverages about a multi-billion-dollar criminal industry annually. And these bodegas have multiple point-of-sale transactional terminals that the devices, and we'll be able to show one here in a few moments, are actually being inserted over existing terminals.
I see. Now, Danny, this is the part where it just gets kind of fascinating to me, because how are people able to put these skimming machines into these, ATM machines, I guess not ATM, but these card readers without people seeing this?
So the POS systems, the point-of-sale systems that you're seeing in most of your shopping centers, it snaps on right over it. It takes about 3 seconds.
Wow. So it's something fast that maybe people would not be able to notice, or the cashier may not see.
Yes, normally it's two individuals that will approach the cashier. They'll be purchasing. The one individual will be distracting the actual cashier.
And you brought that with us today.
Yes,
what does that look like?
So I brought two point-of-sale terminal devices just to show you.
Because they've got to look so similar, or even like transparent in that case.
So, like this one here, it just snaps right over this one that you would see in most stores. They'll lean right up there while the other person's distracting, and it just snaps on.
Wow.
It takes literally 4 seconds. Usually held on by, as you can see here, double-sided tape. And they're short lives because they have a lithium battery. There's a SIM card here that collects the credit card and PIN data.
That is fascinating.
My goodness, wow. And it takes like 3 seconds for someone to snap this on.
Correct.
And you can't even tell the difference.
No.
Yeah.
Each one of these devices can actually be attributed up to $300,000 in loss. Obviously, depends on the duration that they're in place, and they're taking all the information from the debit card and credit card transactions.
Are you talking to the bodega owners to make sure they're checking their machines regularly to know that they don't have this, any of these devices on there?
Yeah, so in addition to the outreach to go out and take these devices off of the point-of-sale terminals, we're trying to raise awareness that they do in fact exist and they're fairly prevalent, and make sure that they know what to potentially look for, because there are slight disruptions that you will see from a normal device at any cashier location.
Very interesting. So where are you at in the outreach so far? How many bodegas are you working with?
So this particular operation, which was taken over the course of 3 days, we saturated all five boroughs, and we had a multitude of detectives from the NYPD and special agents and other specialists from the U.S. Secret Service. We hit hundreds of locations, and just over those 3 days, they inspected over 3,200 devices. That actually resulted in 55 skimmers that were located over that time frame. And just for content, as I mentioned, with the $300,000 per each device, we thwarted up to $16 million in fraud by taking those out of circulation for those actors.
The owners must have been so shocked when they pulled this off, and they're like, oh my gosh, thought that this was, couldn't believe it.
They usually are.
Yeah.
The outreach actually worked really well, because after we ended the operation that Friday afternoon, we were getting a ton of calls into our call centers and stuff like that, 911, with store owners and civilians that saw the outreach and were reporting to us, and I think we recovered just over that weekend another 5 devices.
Interesting.
So where can people get more information just to make sure that their credit card numbers are protected or their SNAP benefits don't get touched like this?
It's always good practice to check your credit accounts and make sure that there isn't any irregular activity. Particularly with this type of scam, what we won't see is the fraud being committed within the days after the information has been compromised. It could take weeks, it could take months. So good habit is to actually just run checks on your credit bureau.
Wow, super eye-opening. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.